Hello, 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 and welcome to Driving with Todd. Today we're going to drive some music and a video that I have not seen before. So I was thinking what I wanted to do today is pick a soul song from the 60s, play a little bit of soul music from the 60s. I've played some rock music from the 60s. I want to kind of deviate a little bit. So the first step I wanted to do was find a song I hadn't heard because previously I've played songs I've heard. So I wanted to do one that I hadn't heard. So what I did is I went to Google, typed in soul music from the 60s. It gave me lists of different black artists who did soul music. So I'm going through these lists. I've heard this one, I've heard this one, I've heard this one. And the reason I've heard so many of these soul songs is my brother, who I mentioned is 4 years older than me, was big into soul music in the 60s. He was also real big into country music. Two genres that are kind of diametrically opposed from each other. But he was very diverse himself, so it worked. The other thing is we had several soul stations coming out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. One of them was WNOV, and he would be listening to that, and I'd be listening to it as well. So I heard a lot of good soul music in the 60s. So as I'm going through these lists, I am finding one or two songs that I hadn't heard. But I came across this one by Carla Thomas called Baby, and I'm wondering if that's the same song that I have a copy by Rachel Sweet from 1978 doing Baby. And I know it was a cover version. So I thought this would be kind of fun to hear because I don't think I ever heard this version. And the Rachel Sweet version is a very kind of heavy rock, horn driven country sounding type song. So I'm thinking this version of Baby is going to be a little bit more deep, heavy undertones of bass and drum, and a very sweet voice because it's soul music, right? It's a little jazzy with a little touch of sugar on it. So I'm anxious to hear this. I'm thinking it's the same song. Unfortunately, the video I don't think is going to be much. I don't know if it's just going to be this Stax logo from the Stax record label, or if they're going to be showing photographs of Carla. It definitely won't be any moving video, which is a shame. I think that'd be kind of cool, but there was nothing that I could find that was like that. So with that said, let's start the video. Let's hear what Carla sounds like, and I'm hoping it's the song that I think it is. Here we go. Oh, listen to that smooth bass. Do 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 do. Wow, that bass is so smooth. I love it. Let's start this thing over.
Baby,
Yeah. Yep.
oh baby, I love to call you baby. Baby, oh baby, I love for you to call me baby. When you squeeze me real tight, you make wrong things right, and I can't stop loving you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I gotta stop it. Do you hear that keyboard in there? That keyboard is kind of like following her voice, and her voice is wonderful. It's just very sensuous, and how she's singing this. This is marvelous. Listen for this keyboard in here. This is great. Take it back just a little bit.
And I can't stop loving you, and I won't stop calling you baby, baby, oh baby, you look so good to me, baby, 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 oh baby, you are so good to me, baby, just one look in your eyes, and my temperature goes sky high.
Oh, I did not expect that. The song is kind of moving along, a nice driving beat, similar throughout the whole song here, keeping her voice on top of everything. And then she breaks off, and this instrumental piece comes in with the hard drum and the brass. Wow, that's very sweet. That brass just went like, oh, I didn't know that was coming. I gotta play that again. That was excellent. We'll go back a little bit here.
And your sweet kisses see me through. I say, baby, oh, baby, you look so good to me, baby. Baby, oh, baby, how I love for you to call me baby. When you squeeze me real tight, you know you make wrong things right. And I can't stop loving you. And I won't stop calling you baby, oh baby. He's so sweet, he's my baby. Why, baby? I like it, I like it, I like to call him baby. Why, baby? I said I like it, I like it, I like to call him.
Okay, yeah, that was the song. Wonderful. Wow, that keyboard in there, driving all the way through the song, was just marvelous. And that bass, I love the bass. I'm a big bass fan, anyways, and that was a good driving bass. It was up front. I mean, it wasn't hidden behind the music, and her voice was very sweet. I mean, it was, like I said, you put a little sugar on top of it. She was like, yeah, I'm gonna be there for you. I'm your baby. Don't you worry about that. Excellent, excellent. The other thing about the song that I thought was really good is, like I said, that middle section with the horns where they are hitting that drum beat, doo, 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 and then those horns come in. I love stuff like that, and because it's just not. You wouldn't think that would be part of the song. Maybe a small guitar solo, a quiet guitar solo, maybe the organ doing a little something. But when those horns came in, that was excellent. So I think this was a great version of the song. I'm not sure if it's the original version, but it's definitely something great. She did this in 1968, and that was kind of like the height of the soul era, 67, 68, 69. Then we got into Sly and the Family Stone and other types of groups, which got more into like rock, and some of the psychedelic rock. Even the Temptations were moving into the psychedelic area. So this was really good. What I thought would be a treat, if I had to set up so that if this was the baby I was thinking about, we could go off and listen to the Rachel Sweet version right away. And that's what I think we'll do. I'm going to bring that up here. There's Rachel Sweet. She was 16 when she did this song. 1978. She recorded for Stiff Records, and there's the little Stiff logo up on the top here. Stiff is a small independent label out of England, and they grew to be a very large label, and they were international. They were Stiff America in the United States here in the 80s. They lasted about 10 years. They went from 1976 to 1986. But they had a lot of great groups. Madness, Elvis Costello started on Stiff, Graham Parker and the Rumor, and so on and so forth. But not to get too deep into that, we might do that in the future sometime. Let's listen to Rachel Sweet singing Baby.
When you
Okay, stop it right there. This one's, if you can tell, is a little different, a little heavier, a little bit more rock, and then she's got that kind of country drawl type singing style, which is totally different than Carla Thomas singing style. I mean, they're just so different. The other thing, this one has a driving horns section all the way through it, where we didn't catch the horns driving until about the middle of the Carla Thomas song, and then through to the end. So yeah, Rachel's making this her own from the Carla Thomas version. Let me just backtrack this a couple of seconds, and we'll start.
You make the wrong things right, and I can't stop loving you, and I won't stop calling you oh baby, you look so good at me, baby, oh baby, you are so good at me, baby. Just one look in your eyes, and my temperature goes sky high. I'm weak for you and can't help it. You know I really don't want you help it. B-A-B-Y, baby. B-A-B-Y, baby. Whenever the sun don't shine to throw out the lifeline, then I get real close to you, and your sweet kisses see me through.
Okay, there. That's what I was not quite as a ruckus a guitar solo as what they just played, but that's sort of what I was thinking was going to come into the instrumental section of the Carla Thomas version. That's why I was like, "Wow, listen to those horns." That's not at all what I was expecting. So this is more of what I was expecting in the Carla Thomas version.
Ooh, baby, you look so good to me, baby. Baby, ooh, baby, I love for you to call me, baby. When you squeeze me real tight, you know you make the wrong things right, and I can't stop loving you, and I won't stop calling you, baby. Please don't tease me, baby. I said I like it, I like it, I like it, I like it. I like it, I like it, I like it when you call me. Call me, call me, baby.
This Friday.
Okay, so No Time to Die, next James Bond movie. So that was the comparison between the two songs. Like I said, I was hoping the Carla Thomas was going to be the baby that I was thinking it was going to be. So I thought, okay, if it is, let's compare it to the Rachel Sweet version. And they're quite different, very different approaches to the same song. Carla Thomas' voice a lot more sensual, quiet, more like, I'm here for you. And while Rachel Sweets is just right out there, right in your face, and she's just like, she does that big scream right before the guitar solo. Just very different, and even the instrumentation's so different, but both enjoyable. Both enjoyable. I love both of them. So I hope you enjoyed this Driving with Todd. This was a special edition with a song I had never heard before, and one that I did, and put them together to compare them. I hope that worked for you. If you have any comments or suggestions or likes or dislikes about what I just showed you, please put in the comments below. I'd like to hear what you have to think of either version of the song, or if there's other versions of this song, that I should listen to that I might not have heard. Because, like I said, I believe the Rachel Sweet's the only one I've ever heard before, other than the Carla Thomas today. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Subscribe to Driving with Todd so that we can drive together more often. And if you like the video, push, or if you like what I've showed you in the videos, push the like. If you don't, well, push the dislike and then ring the bell. But that is our show for the day. We're done driving. We're done listening to some music. I think I'm going to go and maybe watch some TV now. So I hope you enjoyed this. Have yourself a great rest of your time for the day, and smile, smile, smile.